This is sort of a follow-up video to my character conversion of Glen Radars. The linchpin of that build was the anti-magic field spell, but officially that's the only spell that can actually replicate his Fool's World spell, but I want to try and power down anti-magic field so that it can be achieved, or the effect of Fool's World can be achieved earlier, and better to simulate how Fool's World is supposed to work. First things first, anti-magic field has verbal, material, and somatic components. Fool's World only has verbal and material, so we remove somatic and we kind of upgrade the material component. I have it right here. Anti-magic field just needs a pinch of powdered iron or iron fillings. Fool's World needs a special tarot card, so we will make it so that it needs a specially made tarot card worth about, let's go with 10 gold. Which is actually pretty interesting because even though the spell doesn't require somatic components, it means that if we're restrained in some way and can't pull the card out of our pocket, we still can't use the spell. The baseline duration of concentration up to an hour, that worked perfectly fine. We'll keep that the same. Now, the primary difference between Anti-Magic Field and Fool's World is that Anti-Magic Field stops all spells cast from, well, actually just stops all magic. No magic can enter it, no magic can be cast while you're in it. Fireball's explosion can't enter the field. It would look sort of like this if someone was to cast a lightning bolt at you. Fool's World just stops magic from being cast in it, and that's it. So if you have mage armor on and you enter an anti-magic field, your mage armor is, I think it is removed, or you don't get its effects, and its duration keeps ticking, but as I said, you don't get its effects. Whereas if you have mage armor on and you enter a Fool's World area of effect, stink bug, you maintain it entirely. It's not removed from you. Magic items also aren't suppressed, so a +1 sword would remain a +1 sword, but let's say if you had, I think, the Luck Blade and tried to cast Wish, that wouldn't work. And so it's specifically casting spells that doesn't work inside of Fool's World. Items like Luck Blades, scrolls, wands, all of that is what Fool's World targets. The act of casting magic, not just magic in existence itself. And finally, you can cast into Fool's World, so I could shoot a lightning bolt and eldritch blast at someone in the center of Fool's World just fine, and while you couldn't teleport out of a Fool's World effect, you could technically teleport into it. The range of anti-magic field is 10 feet surrounding the caster, and that actually seems pretty accurate for Fool's World based in the anime, but it doesn't translate well over to D&D. I mean, with only a 10-foot range, it would basically be useful for stopping the occasional shield spell, while also completely stopping your own spells and not protecting you from ones coming in like anti-magic field does. For that reason, we're going to increase the baseline area of effect of the field from anti-magic field to Fool's World. And originally, I wanted to go with 60 feet, but the more I thought about it, that does seem like it's a little too much. We just need to make sure that when we catch someone in it, they don't have the easiest time getting out of it, but it's still possible. 30 feet, if I'm in melee with you, then it just takes, your movement action will take you to the edge of it, and a dash action will get you entirely out of it. That's not too bad. One-on-one against someone with Fool's World is really where it shines, but against multiple people, you'd really only be able to keep one person down, because you can only chase after one person. And like I'm saying, in the anime, Glenn is like constantly moving with his opponents, so, that's a whole different story there. We take turns in D&D. We can't actively chase after someone as they're moving. So that's why we need to increase the range. And I think 30 feet is a good baseline for that. And then we will, if we add in that if you upcast the spell, each level will add an additional 30 feet. So that's not too bad. So summary, with 30 feet, we can keep one person in it. If they're only using their movement, and they'll escape if they use their dash, but if we upcast it, then they're going to have a little bit more trouble escaping us, and they're clearly going to need some help. I think we've basically covered everything that really needs to be changed for this. Its casting time is an action, its range is extended from 10 feet to 30 feet, duration remains the same as anti-magic field, we can concentrate on it for up to an hour. We can stop spells cast in, or we can stop spells that are being cast inside of the sphere, but from allies and enemies alike, so even while we activate it, our own spells will be stopped. Magic items with static effects still function, but no items can cast spells. You know, eventually I'll remember how to talk. And a final special case is that teleportation and planar travel magic would be stopped only if its origin point is within the sphere. So you can teleport into its area effect, just not out of it. I'm pegging the spell at about 4th level right now. Same level as Banishment, which allows you to completely remove a single target from battle, so long as you can maintain concentration. It does require a save, but so this isn't exactly a save or suck spell, I think is how most people would categorize it. And Banishment can target someone up to 60 feet away, and several if you upcast it. So by comparison, we can limit multiple combatants, but they still all get to try and break our concentration. So we aren't entirely removing them from combat as opposed to what we would do with Banishment. I don't know if that is perfect. I would actually need to do some playtesting with this idea, and which is difficult because I'm a forever GM right now. But for now, I do think it's acceptable. I'll try to link a write-up of the spell in the video description. For now, I think it should look a bit like this. And if you want to remove the anime name, we'll rename it Magic Disruption, and it will look a bit more like this. That is all I have to say about that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. I may do a more homebrew version of Glenn, to where he only needs to get up to 4th level spells. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Maybe if people like this one as much as they seem to like some of my other videos, I'll do that. For now, have a great day, and thank you for watching.